What is up, guys? This is Wild Rocker, and today my character discussion is going to be about Quan-Chi. And in my last video, I was talking about a deadly alliance, which I was going to do Smoke, even though they're not really they are an alliance, and Smoke and Noob Saibot, but I decided to do Quan-Chi and someone else. I'm not going to say who, but, come on, that's like the fucking main deadly alliance. There was even a game made after it. But anyways. So a lot of people are like, "Well, why are you doing Quan Chi? He's already in the game." Okay, true. All right, but so is Kano, so is Cassie, Sub Zero and Scorpion, which I'll be doing them too. And what? And so it just makes me think, yeah, I gotta talk about him, even though he's already in the game. Still gotta talk about him because I mean, just look at the amazing shit that they done with him. It's like holy crap. And as I mentioned many times in the past, I'm not really a Quan Chi fan, but as for the way that they've actually done him in this game, even as for appearance and moveset wise, and you know what, even fatality too, even though we only get to see one, it looks fucking amazing. It looks fucking pretty epic. So more than likely, I'm probably going to actually play as Quan Chi, and that's like the first time I ever said that in my entire life. Because I'm not really a fan, but it's surprising that Mortal Kombat still has that motivation to push a person to like another character, because I'm usually a fan of like the cyborgs, new Cybot, Reptile, Raiden, and so on and so on. But I guess it changes up every different game, because like of how the game's actually made. I don't know, but anyways. So let's get on the topic about Quan Chi. Okay, so obviously we already know that he's in. Okay, so that's for sure. So we don't have to worry about that there. So any Quan Chi fans are like, oh god, So that we've already known that. But as for his other features that he has, like not just talking about his variations or anything, but like as for his combos that he could actually do, are they gonna be a little bit tricky, as they mentioned? Is it gonna be a little bit more complex than what the Quan Chi that we've seen in Mortal Kombat 9, such as like his telestomp, where he would teleport and stomp you to the ground. Is it going to have something like that back? Which I'm pretty sure they will, because, I mean, we've seen some gameplay in Mortal Kombat X where he would actually push them down, like just push them with his hands, and they would fall and teleport through the sky, come back down, and then he would, like, shoot this, like, laser thing from his chest. But Quan Chi doesn't have a laser, so it makes me think if is that skull that's hidden under all that, like, I guess leather armor, if that's leather armor, So it makes me think he's definitely got some different moves as for combos and whatnot. As for variations, I mean, one thing that we've seen was the actual, I think, sorcerer. Well, it might not be sorcerer. I think it was a different one. And a demon actually will pop up. You will actually do like a little ritual, and a demon will pop up out of nowhere. And I'm assuming that would only do maybe one hit for an attack, because after the gameplay that I've seen with that certain variation for Quan Chi, it just makes me think it's probably just only going to be for one hit. But it looks like that little like flying demon thing can actually do sweep attacks. It can do front attacks like a punch or a kick, and fly off. So it makes me think as for that variation, can you keep summoning this demon during your combos? So instead of just doing it one time during a long combo, can you do it like 2 or 3 times? I don't know. But as for his look, I mentioned this in the past as well, as I've seen these designs by an artist a long time ago, and that was one of a version of Quan Chi that was kind of like demonic looking, kind of bloody. I mean, he just looked like he looked like a zombie, and he just had blood all over him. And I find it really ironic and coincidental that that design is almost identical, if not the same design that they used for Quan Chi in Mortal Kombat X. Now, do I have a problem with that? Fuck no, I do not have a problem with that, because that is like the exact thing, and I know many others may not agree, and some may agree, but as for myself, that's like the perfect design and concept look that I wanted for Quan Chi for a very, very long time. And the way it's just kind of unreal that they actually put that in the game now, because this picture that you see above is exactly the way that I would like to see Quan Chi, and it's like a fucking dream come true. I mean, it's my nerd side coming out, but seriously, it's just crazy that it's something that majority of people want it, and including myself. And then it finally actually happens. It's just like, whoa, it's just too unreal, And I've seen the same thing with Scorpion. Like a long time ago, there was actually a Scorpion design that kind of it was like a raggedy, like chopped up, cloth of Scorpion, and it looks like they used that same design for Scorpion on this one because it looks almost exactly the same. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. But actually, as for Quan-Chi in general, I mean, do you think he's going to be an overpowered character, or do you think he's just going to be one of those characters that are simple to use, which I honestly don't think that he's going to be simple at all. I think with him being the way that Quan-Chi is, I mean, yeah, like they said, he's tricky, and he's already, a wizard on the battlefield, but as for actually playing with him and even perhaps, dare I say, mastering him, with any variation, that's going to be really fucking hard to do. As for any newcomers that are trying to play as him. And just overall, it's just like, holy shit, because not only are you going to have to learn one variation, you got to, if you guys want to, you're going to have to learn all three. Not saying that you have to, but if you want to. And not just that, but, I mean, this guy's going to be tricky as hell to fight. And a lot of people are like, well, yeah, that's why I'm going to master him and pick him. And, it makes other people, this ain't just for the Quan-Chi fans. These are the people that are going to be facing Quan-Chi fans online. Is, be prepared. Be prepared. Be, warned. This guy is a clever son of a bitch. And right when you think you have him and trapped in a corner or, you're about to do a combo, he can slip right out of that and counter and do pretty much, the same thing to you, but maybe 2 times worse. So as for his X-ray, I know a lot of people have already seen his X-ray. To the ones that have not, which I'm surprised if you have not seen his X-ray already. But to the ones that have, his X-ray is pretty neat. I like his X-ray. It's not too bad. It's pretty, it's not really simple, but in a way it is. Like I don't want to say anything because of the people that haven't seen it yet. But the first part of the X-ray, pretty neat. But I actually like the second part of the X-ray, of the ending of the X-ray. It's pretty cool. And to the people that have not seen his fatality or his full fatality yet and want to save it for the actual day when they get the game, I won't speak of that, but to the ones that already seen his fatality, I kind of like it. I really do. I thought it was pretty sweet, and it fucking beats the neck choke from Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. I mean, come on. That was just utterly stupid. Comical nonetheless, but kind of shocking and just confusing, because people are like, there's no blood, there's no gore. What? Okay, we turned Sonya into a giraffe. What the fuck do we do now? Like cut the head off? No, you don't even do that. You just pull the fucking neck, and it's just like, okay. Now, Ed Boon and them have stated that in this Mortal Kombat that, they're going to have more, blood and gore, but they're going to have, like, a more comical kind of feel, so not just saying, oh, my God, I can't believe they did that, but also kind of sit back and laugh, That has been proven. But what makes me kind of disappointed is that a lot of people really don't want, and I'm one of those people that kind of do, but not to an extent, but a lot of people really don't want, comical shit. They play Mortal Kombat because they literally want to rip a fucking rib cage, in half of a person, or rip the skull in half of an opponent, and to see that blood and gore and guts and everything. Now, is there a thing as too much blood and gore? Fuck no. No, I don't believe it. No. I do not honestly think there's too much blood and gore. Now, is it too much where it can be a bad thing? As for detail-wise, could be. But as for, like, what we've seen with Quan-Chi, as for his fatalities and whatnot, I feel like that they could do more, honestly. I mean, yeah, they're great, but as Ed Boon just mentioned in an article not too long ago on October 21st with an interviewer, he says that, we just want a game, where it's like over the top, and the whole point of a fatality is to, do something undefying and unholy, to finish off your opponent and end their life. So, okay, it's got to be something epic, right? It makes me think, why did they, like for Quan-Chi, why did they just do that? And it's like, they could have done so much more. I mean, I don't understand. But I'm not saying the fatality is bad. I'm just saying that they could have done more with it. You know what I mean? And it's the same with Raiden's in this one. I mean, yeah, we've kind of seen the whole electricity with the fatalities and whatnot. And to see Ray, and I won't say it to the people that haven't seen it yet, but like even with Raiden's fatality, it was like that's not really over the top, you know. It's just like you're poking their eyes out, and you know that's. I don't want to say it like I said, but it really wasn't, you know, exciting or even comical. It was just kind of like, you know. And this is supposed to be a new generation. This is supposed to be all new Mortal Kombat. Fucking step it up in our ass, because this is ridiculous, you know? We want blood. We want fucking gore. I tell you what, in Divorce Fatality, that's like generally what the people wanted. They wanted something that fucked up. They wanted something that gory. Yeah. They don't want fucking, you know, Cassie Cage. Spoiler alert, guys, because I have to talk about this one. They don't want Cassie Cage and fucking shooting them in the kneecaps and then blowing a bubble on their head, you know, after shooting them in the head. It's not really comical. It's just stupid. And that's one thing they have a problem with, is that they don't really know the line between stupidity and comical. That's not comical. Most of us are the same fans. Plus, there are new fans, you know, from Mortal Kombat. But most of us are fans from, you know, way back in the fucking 90s, okay? And yeah, seeing, you know, something like a Babality or Friendship, yeah, it was cool, it was fresh, it was new, it was interesting, and it was funny. But seeing it now, it's just like, it's kind of lost its touch, you know, but they can bring it back if they do it right, you know, like, such as the Babality's MK9. You know, yeah, they were fun, but after a while they kind of got boring and, you know, just repetitive, you know, and that's usually something you're going to see in a game, you know, or in a fighting game. So it's like, okay, if we're going to see these fatalities all the time, at least make them interesting, you know. And for example, like Noob Saibot's Make-A-Wish fatality in Mortal Kombat 9, that was probably one of the most over-the-top fatalities that I've seen in a long time, and it actually turned my stomach. And that's what MK fans want. That's what MK fans thrive on, you know, and I just don't understand that, you know, like even with Quan-Chi's fatality, it was just like, you know, but I just feel like they can do better. So anyways, as for Quan-Chi, do you guys think in his story, like, will he be in the story? I'm pretty sure he will be, but as for, you know, hooking up with Shang Tsung, do you think he's going to, like, have a deadly alliance anytime soon? Or do you think that he's going to have, you know, any relations with Shinnok, since it's going to be around that MK4 era, MK4 time? And I've always thought, you know, Quan-Chi's a little devil, you know? I mean, seriously, because he worked with Shang Tsung, you know, in the Deadly Alliance, but then he worked with Shinnok, a fallen elder god, to get what he wanted, which was the amulet. And he actually kind of, like, screwed over Shinnok, too. So this guy really is out to get anything that he wants, you know? Plus, I'm assuming that he's got sorcerers still, you know, such as Jilteka, Serena, I think it was Kia, I think it was. And, you know, so this guy has his own fortress as well, okay? I'm not too really sure on what happened to the amulet. I don't know if Shinnok has it still or if Quan-Chi has it at this point for Mortal Kombat X, but I'm pretty sure all that and, you know, the different alliances that he's had in the past, you know, are finally going to get revealed and, you know, be like, what the hell happened? And, you know, that's all going to get revealed in Mortal Kombat X. So hopefully that does happen, because I'm really concerned on, you know, this whole triangle between Shinnok, Quan-Chi, and Shang Tsung, you know, because it's like, okay, who trusts, you know, each other? Who's on an alliance with each other, you know? In this Mortal Kombat, it could actually be. Now, this is just a rumor that, or not a rumor, but this is just what I speculate, as in, you know, because of the times changing, because of Raiden and, you know, Mortal Kombat 9, I actually think that the Deadly Alliance is going to be Shang Tsung and Shinnok. And I'm not saying that as, you know, because there needs to be a Deadly Alliance. I'm just saying because, you know, with the bullshit that Quan-Chi's been through, you know, such as, you know, with Scorpion, you know, and fucking up with Sub-Zero's, you know, past, and, you know, Scorpion's past, and, you know, playing a part with Moloch and Draman and kind of screwing them over in the process. It's just like, this guy's got a lot on his plate, and hopefully we get some answers in Mortal Kombat X. So, but yeah. This has been Wild Rocker, and I know I've been talking about the fatalities and everything, so I apologize for that. Just been really excited for this game, and we haven't had any news, man. You would think we had news on Halloween night, but we didn't, so I was kind of disappointed on that. So I was like, crap. But anyways, for my next character discussion, my hint is, it is a guy that likes to play pretend. That is the only comment or hint that I will reveal. It's a guy that likes to pretend and dress up. So, this has been Wild Rocker, and I'll see you guys next time in the next video. Peace out.